we've got some big booster shot news, especially for all of you who got the single shot, Johnson & Johnson, like me. Okay, here to break it all down is Dr. Kohli. She's got a new haircut. You look fabulous. You guys, so good. Okay, so Johnson & Johnson just released this new information about their booster shot. You know that I've been coming to you asking you, what do I do? Is this ever going to be approved? Now, do we go and take it, or do we wait?
So, Sam, almost 15 million Americans are in the same boat as you. They got that single dose Johnson & Johnson. What we learned from this new data is that if you got a second dose 2 months after the first dose, you have 94% protection. So it really begs the question of whether this vaccine should have been 2 doses in the first place, because now you're catching up to the messenger RNA people, the Pfizer and the Moderna people, if you get those 2 doses. So the question of Johnson & Johnson people getting boosters is a whole different metric than it was with Pfizer and Moderna, because we're already pretty good and we're trying to get a little better. But you guys need that second dose just to catch up. So I almost think and hope that the FDA will look at this as a universal booster for every American who got Johnson & Johnson to really help them catch up so that they can fight Delta.
Well, see, Doc, I think the J&J folks are like, I get what you're saying. I don't care about Pfizer. I don't care about Moderna. I got the J&J. So, like, let me know when I can get my second booster shot or get my booster shot.
Yeah.
So what would you tell them? When do you think they can expect to get it?
Well, this data is very encouraging. It tells us that it's safe, and it tells us that it boosts your antibody protection, even if you get it at 6 months. So, Sam, I know you got yours in
March, I believe. March or April. Whenever
yeah.
I was eligible. I never skipped the line as soon as I was eligible.
Good. So even whether it's 2 months
Sounds
or
like
6
somebody
months.
That skipped the line.
It totally does.
Like trying to be defensive.
I know, Sam is too nice to do that. I know
on
you.
My
I know
life,
you
I did not skip the line.
I know she did not. Sam did not skip the line.
I never would do that.
I would say, Sam, in the next 6 weeks or so, we'll have an answer from the FDA and the CDC who look at this data and present it back to us and give us a recommendation. But as soon as that comes, I want you to get it.
You better believe I will. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you edited yourself there.
Without skipping the line.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I'm tired. Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. So Pfizer had a big announcement yesterday as well. They said their vaccine is safe for children. I believe it was 5 to 12.
5 to 11, yeah.
5 to 11.
Yeah.
So when is this going to take place, and is this something that I should look in for my kids? Because I have one that's turning 5.
You do?
I do.
Oh, exciting. Okay, yeah. So this is a dose de-escalation study, which means they take a bigger dose, but then they study the smaller dose in kids. So the 10 microgram dose is what they studied, 1/3 of what the adults got. Excuse me, the 30 microgram dose was what the adults got, and the 10 is what the kids got. But it's coming really soon. We're hoping in the next 6 weeks or so, because they've submitted this data now to the FDA. But I want to point out, Jeff, they looked at the antibodies, not at the clinical protection. Now, we think that the antibodies offer clinical protection, but it's a little bit of a difference what they looked at.
So let me ask you a personal question. If you had children, would you allow them to get this as soon as it was available?
100%. In fact, my nephew, who just turned 4 years old, for him, I'm actually saying that his parents should think about putting him in the clinical trial so he can get it a little bit earlier.
Wow.
And then I could probably get it earlier than that because I know Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't. Don't you start that narrative.
Skipping Sam.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Dr. Kohli, we've seen a lot of vaccine hesitancy with adults, right? So do you think those same adults are going to make sure their kids do not get vaccinated?
This kind of really, really stresses me out because they've looked at some data. The Pfizer Health Statistics did some analysis, and they show that only 25% of parents are saying that if that vaccine was available today for 5 to 11, to your question, Jeff, that they would get it. 40% said they would wait and see. 25% they said they would definitely not get it. And 9% said they would only get it if they were forced to. So the problem is the vaccine's not going to work if we don't put it in our children's arms. And that's where we really need the vaccine hesitancy. Just get over yourself. You know, the science tells us that it's safe and well tolerated for our kids. So put it in those kids' arms, protect them, protect the rest of us, put an end to this.
Very quickly, we got to run. But since it's a smaller dose and only 10%, does that mean the sickness might be smaller as well? Because some people did get sick on that second shot.
Yeah, that's a great question. And the way that it works with the doses, you don't have to give it based on weight. You just have to tickle the immune system. And kids, generally, they don't
That's what I'm going to tell my kids.
Sick.
You're going in for a shot, just a little tickle.
Just a little tickle. But that little tickle for kids is not as bad as it is for adults.
We're just going to go take you to the doctor and tickle your immune system.
There we go.
Dr. Kohli, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us and answering all of our questions and putting up with us. Coming up on DBL.